Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Open eCry midweek market commentary for the week of August 19th. My name is Toby Gennaro, standing in for Simon Clark, and we'll take a look at what's on tap for the markets this week. And we'll start things off here just by taking a look at a foreign currency pairing here, looking at the euro-yen on the higher time frame here. The monthly chart, as you can see, protracted downtrend here for quite a number of years, and then we've got some really nice divergence here on the monthly chart, very high time frame, and as you can see, consequently got basically almost what a 11, 12, 13 month run here. We're getting a little bit of sideways consolidation for about the last 4 months. Don't really have a pullback into the moving averages as of yet. But in looking at this uptrend on the weekly chart, things are looking pretty good. We've got the 50, the 20, the 10 in alignment. Just starting to get the 200 coming in right under that, possibly looking to move up if we can continue this trend. And higher highs, higher lows. We've got this little bit of a consolidation right here, but it looks like we've put in potentially another higher low right within that trend line. Got a nice bullish candle right there within the buy zone in amongst that 10-20 period moving average, and then just this week in the first couple days just got a break of the high of that candle. So it looks like potentially we might be moving higher, at least possibly into this 132.7 level, if not back up and putting in possibly a new high at 133.6. So keep an eye out on that setup here. We can go down to the daily time frame, and we can see that basically this consolidation right here for quite a number of weeks. We can see that reflected here in a sideways market on the daily chart. And as you can see, the moving averages have kind of gotten compressed and kind of jumbled up in there. But overall, the moving averages have been into alignment. And this has been a protracted uptrend on the daily chart. So it's just a matter of going through another one of these sideways consolidations for a while and then looking for that move. So what I'm looking at right here is a nice bullish candle right there. We got a break at the high. Looks like we could be moving again right back up into that 132.8 level. And then the ultimate high possibly and beyond 133.9 it looks like. So things looking pretty good as we move down to some of the lower time frames. You can see a little different setup here. We've got, again, some of the moving averages beginning to get back into alignment. It's really kind of at the early part of the trend on some of the lower time frames. We have 2 touches of a flat level here at 131. Really nice rejection candle right there and making a move off of that. And as we move down and take a look at the 240, we can see that that flat level there a little bit better. I'd like to see probably 3 touches of that before taking the break of that flat level. But for the most part, on the higher time frames, we already have a trend flow set up on both the weekly and the daily chart. But this right here could just be another little confirmation on some direction for us. So indicators are all converging very nicely along with the price, and so things are looking pretty bullish here on the euro-yen pairing. And then taking a look here at the euro-dollar, looking at the EC contract, which is the futures contract. So you can trade both spot forex, and you can also trade foreign currency with a futures contract as well, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But in looking at the charts here, what I'm looking at on the monthly chart is basically this sideways consolidation on the monthly chart. Had a big run down here, and then for the last probably the last year, we've had a move back up, basically almost a 50% retracement, then a pull back. But essentially, we got a higher low in place, got a higher high above this most recent high. Then it looks like we just put in a higher low again, got a nice rejection candle off that, and then this month just broke the high of that candle on monthly. So it looks like we could be moving, potentially at least back up into this 137 level, which would be a decent move. And then looking at the weekly chart, we can see that we're getting the 50, the 20, and the 10 into alignment. We've had basically a fairly nice bullish candle right off this low right here, the support level at 127, and we're moving higher. What I'm looking at right here is this nice bullish candle right there in the buy zone as the moving averages begin to turn up. Just got a break of the high of that candle. So again, there's really nothing in the way of a move back up to this 137 level. There is some resistance right here around 134, but it doesn't look to be anything too bad if we blow this up a little bit. That 134 level There isn't a whole lot there, really. The next level there would be somewhere around 137, and possibly there's another significant level up here around 142. But for right now, some of these moves right up here, it's really some clear daylight. As long as we can get past 134, we can move right up through that 137 level, it looks like. So things are looking pretty good on the euro dollar. As we move down in the time frames, we can see that the moving average is all in alignment here on the daily chart, the 200, the 50, the 20, and the 10. Nice rejection candle right there in amongst that buy zone. Got a break of the high of that candle. We're starting to move higher, and then finally just got above that swing high right there at 134, which looks pretty good. And again, above that swing high right around 134.20. And so as we look at the 480 chart and everything below, we got the moving averages all trending up, all in alignment. We got higher highs, higher lows. Things are looking very good on these time frames. What I'd be looking for right here is really maybe just a slight pullback to some of these levels here on some of these intermediate time frames, like looking for something back in this 133.8 level and looking for a bullish candle setup there. Or we can even come down and look at some of these, like the 240 chart. There'd be a nice level in and around here. Basically that same level, the 133, or somewhere around that 133.7 level as well. And then looking for that trend flow setup. We've got all the moving averages in alignment, fanning out really nicely. On the 120-minute chart, looks like we have we'll have to wait for this candle to close out. It looks like we have the makings of possibly a rejection candle right here. We already have one on the 60-minute chart right there, but we don't have a break of the high of that candle. So there could also be a potential signal there on a trend flow setup just based on the 60 and the 120-minute chart, which is basically moving in agreement with the higher time frame charts that have already set up with a trend flow trade. So if you haven't taken the advanced course and learning the setups that we're talking about here, we have basically the trend flow series trade, and then we have the momentum breakout, which is a flat level break in the direction of the predominant trend. So check out the website, and you can get signed up for those. It's basically a 3-week course, and we'll teach you 2 trade strategies you can put in your bag. But for right now, things looking pretty bullish on the euro dollar. And then finally, just wrapping up here with a quick trade on the 10-year Treasury notes, looking at the TY contract. Some of the higher time frames here, obviously, if you've been following this, massive run up on the treasuries here back from 2006, 2007, but getting a pretty deep pullback here on the monthly time frame. Looking at how that looks on the weekly chart, we have some lower highs, lower lows here. 50, the 20, and the 10 aligned and continuing to move lower. We have the only thing that bothers me on this one is we do have a double bottom reversal pattern setting up right here. We do have some divergence on the daily chart. So I'm being pretty careful with this one. We could get a bounce off of this level, at least probably back up into this level of 127 and beyond. But in looking at some of these other time frames, we have just kind of a dead cat bounce here, right back up into the moving averages, back up into that sell zone. Have a nice rejection candle right there, and I'd be interested in if we can get a break of the low of not only that rejection candle, but the subsequent grouping of small candles there, that will more likely we might be able to get that short move right back down to the bottom again. And taking a look at the 240 chart, again we have everything rolled over, the 200, the 50, the 20, the 10. Have a nice rejection candle there again on this grouping of candles. And what I would do is take the break of the grouping of candles and then look for at least a very quick 1-to-1, and then whatever position be looking for to cover the rest of my position here at 124.5. So it'd be a pretty quick trade, but looks like something that could be fairly probable with a lot of the momentum and all the moving averages rolled over, everything moving to the downside. But once we get down to this level again, we'd probably be setting up some divergence along all of the indicators here on the 120, the 240, and then we might even potentially get some slight divergence here on the 480, and we already have it here on the daily. So we might be getting a bounce here coming up pretty soon on the Treasury notes that might take us potentially back up to this 127 level. But it could be a quick trade there in the next couple of days, looking for that setup on the 10-year Treasury notes. So that'll wrap up the midweek market commentary for the week of August 19th. We'd like to thank you all for watching the Open Cry market commentary series, and we do look forward to speaking to you next week on the Market Update.